Hey, what's up? It's Joe, and welcome to my 5 Minute Friday for August 11th. So, just wrapped up the DBT and Joe Reese Roadshow in Atlanta last night. That was a lot of fun. Shout out to DBT and Aimpoint for the awesome event. And I think it's a theme that resonated with that event and an event I spoke at earlier this week, which was the Utah Engineering Leadership Meetup, was there's still a lot of confusion about the role that data plays in the larger organization. The talk I gave on, Tuesday in Utah was mainly to software engineers and software engineering managers. And in that case, most of them didn't know really the function of what a data team is supposed to do, nor did they seem to really care. It was a great conversation. It was a good reminder that outside of our bubble of data, we still have a lot of work to do to make ourselves more visible and make the value more impactful across the business. And then I get to Atlanta, and I would say a similar theme unfolds, but mainly from the perspective of data teams wondering how they can work better with, quote, the business and work better with development teams. In particular, a slide that I have that I like to show is basically a slide that on the left, if you can picture it, it says dev. On the right, there's another square that says data, and there's a one-way arrow from left to right, and it says shit flows downhill. This very much describes the relationship between dev and data right now, and I think that it's incumbent upon data people to collaborate more closely with dev. I don't think that this situation is going to fix itself magically. We've been dealing with this situation for decades. This is one reason the data warehouse came about, is because you have to do analytics, and doing analytics on a transactional operational system isn't the best idea. And so that's why the data warehouse came about. And it's interesting that there's still this divide, right, between dev and data. I've seen this repeatedly everywhere I've been in the world. And so I don't think I'm hallucinating at this point. But I think one of the major obstacles that we have is better connecting our mission, as data people, back to, applications, developers, and so forth. And the reality is that applications are becoming more data-centric because businesses are becoming more data-centric. So I think this divide between dev and data will really need to, be reconciled sooner than later, especially with all the attention paid to stuff like AI and all the fancy cool tools. I think this is a good opportunity for data to become more prominent, and for the data world to finally start getting the wins that it's been howling that it's not getting, and it's being widely ignored. So anyway, just some observations. I feel it was an interesting week where again, I'm talking to a lot of senior principal staff level software engineers and executives and so forth in Utah, and I get to Atlanta and talking to basically the equivalent on the data side, and I'm hearing exactly the same story. So yeah, this is I think something that we'll be talking a bit about more. I see this as a very big issue, basically, and how it affects data teams. Again, is you're on the receiving end of data, and so the opposite doesn't really happen, where the dev teams need to depend upon you as a data person, not to the extent that we depend upon the dev team for our data. So, I hope the situation clears itself up. I think that once we can unlock that collaboration, a lot of value does open up for both dev and data. So stay tuned on that. We'll see where it goes. Anyway, I'm just hanging out in Atlanta right now. I'm going to go meet some friends. And next week, I'm speaking at Utah Data Engineering Meetup. So if you're in Salt Lake City, come and check that out. It's going to be a lot of fun. It'll be my last speaking event in Utah for probably quite some time, as I'll be kicking off a world tour starting end of next week, starting with Australia. So anyway, I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.